Hello again. Welcome to another edition of CropLife Retail Week. Paul Schrimpf with Eric Sfiligoj again. Hello, sir.
Hello. I see you're festive with the little Christmas lights behind your head. Very nice.
Let's see if I can see this. Yes, there they are. That's my Christmas.
Yes, there they are. And I know I have brought along Santa bear or a Santa moose, excuse me. What moose have to do with Christmas outside of Alaska and maybe Canada? I'm not sure, but this was Build-A-Bear that Cole got a couple of years back, and Santa Moose comes out every Christmas time. So everybody say hello to Santa Moose. So
good deal. Hello there, sir. So I guess the most important question is, how many days is it until Christmas? And I know you can tell us.
yes, a counter down, or well, okay, by the time this video airs, it'll be about 11 days. So
Okay. Very good. So yeah, I think we'll have a tree lighting ceremony next week. Maybe I'll bring. I found a semi-discarded tree in our basement. It was kind of sad.
there we go.
So I think we'll probably go with the lighting ceremony next week, just to get everyone completely in the spirit. But
yeah, just to prove how old school I am, I actually have a landline cable hooked into my computer. I don't have Wi-Fi, so I can't roam my computer around to show you the tree over in the other side of the room. But
we'll take for granted that you're not a Christmas hater, or you haven't started a war on Christmas.
Hey, I got Santa Moose. What more can I do?
All right.
So do we have some real news to share with people this week?
I'm aware of. I know. Actually, we do. Yes, I know. You wanted to kick it off. So you talk about Vilsack being nominated again.
Yes. Former Secretary of Ag Tom Vilsack, who served 8 years under President Obama, has been nominated by President-elect Joe Biden to be again Secretary of Agriculture. So I guess this will play out. I mean, I know the ag organizations seem to be pretty happy. I got a note from the National Corn Growers Association applauding the nomination, saying they remember Vilsack did a great job last time and expect him to do a good job again. This Paul is going to play out. The original, if you do like Western movies, the original was Tom Vilsack, and I guess this will be the return of Vilsack. And if he re-ups in 2024, it'll be, Vilsack rides again. And maybe in 2028, by that point, we'll have to have the son of Vilsack, because that might be pushing it for a lot of us up there in age. So,
yeah, thanks for taking it to the very nth degree, as you usually do, sir. So
I could see the movie posters in my head. I'm sorry.
Great. So and it's it seems like the default's going to be going with just extreme experience now. Maybe as a perceived antidote for what we've seen over the last 4 years, but everything's going to be about trying to maximize comfort, and that's the best way to do it, is to try to get agriculture around the administration, is to go to someone who's been there, or was there for 2 terms.
Yep. Well, it'll be interesting too, because I know of folks that would normally attend in person the Commodity Classic in late February, early March, usually got to hear from the Secretary of Agriculture, whoever that person happened to be at that point in time. So it'll be interesting to see if Mr. Vilsack, if he is approved by Congress as the new Secretary of Agriculture, will be making an appearance virtually at the virtual Commodity Classic in 2021 here at the beginning of March.
Now, I would guess that a Secretary of Ag says no to the corn, soybean, wheat, and sorghum lobbies at their own risk. So
yes,
I imagine we'll see him in some form.
Yes, but like I said, it'll be interesting to hear from him again after a 4-year absence. So,
absolutely. So speaking of shows, segued you.
Yes, you did segue very well. I know that, of course, we've been getting lots of notices about shows going from in-person to virtual formats, and we were wondering, I know a couple of weeks ago, about the largest show, indoor farm show that we're aware of, the National Farm Machinery Show, which is normally held around Valentine's Day, mid-February in Louisville, Kentucky. And we found out this week that, lo and behold, they're not going to be going completely virtual at that event. They're actually planning to hold a live event, but they're going to push back the dates to March 31st through April 3rd. So if you've planned to go to the National Farm Machinery Show in person, there will still be an event being held in Louisville, but there are some restrictions, Paul. I know in the press release, they mentioned that, unlike most years when you can just basically go to the show on any day, walk in without paying a registration fee or having a name badge necessarily, you will have to, if you're planning to attend 2021 show, go online and sign up for a block of time on a particular day. They're going to have the floor reconfigured so that they'll be maintaining social distancing for folks who are actually on the floor. You'll have to be wearing masks. And actually, I know that the folks that normally are at the show that sell food products will not be present this year. So if you're going to be going to the show, my recommendation is, I know you back in the day when I attended all day shows, I used to have a little package of beef jerky in my briefcase so that I could, keep my blood sugar from dropping too low. So I would make that recommendation to anyone planning to go to the National Farm Machinery Show next year. Oh, and also the tractor pull, which is normally well attended and has, 10, 15,000 fans, is going to be limited to, I believe, 6,000 attendees total. So again, those are some of the restrictions. But at this point, there will be an in-person event taking place in early 2021 down in Louisville.
Interesting. Well, it's at this point, I guess they feel like they just need to give it a shot and see what happens. I mean, it's going to be hard to control that experience, but hey, it'll be interesting, I guess.
Well, and in my mind, of course, I know in the press release they mentioned the fact that now there's a vaccine going to be available, that there may be people who actually have gotten the vaccine at that point who'd be able and interested in going to the show. But I guess my bigger question is, I know myself, basically anywhere south of, say, Cincinnati or Columbus here in Ohio, you get to the end of March, early April, those folks are in the fields. They're usually planting or prepping the field, doing burn down or applying fertilizer. So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pull themselves away unless it, like I say, it's just for a quick day trip. I just can't see them doing anything longer than that. So, but yeah, again, we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I guess, and finally, you mentioned as a public service announcement, this does mean the reload or the new timing of the show does mean you're gonna have to invest in something for Valentine's Day. So be aware, you'll probably be home.
Yes. Yes, that's a very, very good point. Yeah, there have been many a year, of course, folks have missed Valentine's Day. For those who have loved ones out there, I know that, yeah, it probably did cause some issues. I can't remember that far back myself, I'm sorry to say.
It's out there, sir, I'm sure. So what else we got going on?
Oh, well, since we're talking about events, the only other bit of news I have to share is that the Ohio Agribusiness Association usually has their annual meeting down near Columbus, beginning of February, end of January timeframe. And I got a release from their folks yesterday, basically saying that this year's OABA show will be going virtual, and it'll be held January 27th to the 29th. So if you normally make a trek down to Columbus or nearby for that show, just go to your computer, sign up, and listen in to whoever they have as the speakers for the Ohio Agribusiness Association meeting.
Say hopefully more of us can tune in. I know it's usually at a tough time of year for us just because we're in the midst of our busiest both content and conference time. We've had people there in the past, but maybe we can sit in on a little more of this now and kind of take it in. So we're kind of looking forward to that ourselves, being Ohioans.
Yeah, I know that that show, I think the last year or two, has been overtop another show I tend to attend, the Illinois Fertilizer and Chemical Association annual meeting in Peoria. So I've been unable to go to OABA, even though it's basically in our backyard here in Ohio. But yeah, now, and I know IFCA's event is already announced they're going virtual. So with them both being virtual, if the times don't overlap completely, I should be able to listen in on everything going on at both events.
Absolutely. Good deal. Anything else, sir? I think, is that it? We
No,
done?
I think that covers it. So yeah, we'll have to, keep our eyes and ears open for more news on, I guess, the nomination front coming out of DC, and I'm sure by next week there'll be other news that we can talk about because it's that time of year where stuff tends to break last minute, but it does come in bunches. Like I say, this week we had a lot to talk about. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's more. I know there's registrations coming, new products and things that we're seeing. More looking out toward 2022 and beyond, but stuff's coming out, so it's exciting.
Yep. So that's it.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us for this edition of CropLife Retail Week, and we'll see you next week. If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comment section below.
Your feedback is important to us. We'll try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode.
And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.